everyone, you're welcome to Otis Culture. In today's tutorial, I'll be showing us on how to make trending fashionable bubu style. I'll be using these two lovely fabric for today's tutorial. I'll be using this plain one for the body of the dress. I'll be using this other one for the sleeves. Before we continue, if you've not subscribed to my channel, please support me by subscribing to my channel. Click on the red button down below to subscribe, and also click on the notification bell beside the red button so that whenever I upload a new video, you'll be notified. I upload new video on my channel twice a week. Without further ado, let's move right to the tutorial. I am using 2 yards of Duchess fabric by 60. What I did is I folded my fabric into 4 because I am drafting the front bodice and the back bodice together. So I folded my fabric into 4. Then this is my starting line. At this line, I'm going to insert my shoulder measurement. My shoulder measurement is 17. 17 divided by 2 will give me 8.5 inches. So at the shoulder line, I'm going to insert 8.5 inches. I'll be making use of neck width of 6 inches. Neck depth of 5 inches. I'm using the same neck width and neck depth for the front and the back bodice. So from the neck width, I'm going to curve to the neck depth. I hope the line is visible. You can make use of your armhole curve for the neckline if you are not good with your free hand. My shoulder to my hip is 25 inches. My hip measurement is 51. 51 divided by 4 will give me 12.75. Because this style is a bubu style, it's not supposed to be fitted. It's going to be very free. So I'm going to add, I'm just going to approximate my hip measurement to be 13 inches. So I'm going to add ease allowance of 1.5 inches, which will now give me 14.5. Let me go over it again. My hip measurement is 51 inches. 51 divided by 4 will give me 12.75. But I will just approximate it to be 13 inches. Because it is a bubu style, I'll be needing ease because the gown needs to be very free on my body. I'll be adding 1.5 inches ease to my measurements. You can add up to 2 inches, you can add up to 2.5 inches. Reason that I'm adding 1.5 inches is because I'm on a big side already, so I don't want it to be too bogus on my body. That's why I'm adding 1.5 inches. You can add 2 inches to yours. It depends on your preference. So 1.5 inches to 13 inches will be 14.5 inches. This is what I did here. Then I'll be needing 1 inch seam allowance to join the front and the back bodies together. This is the 1 inch seam allowance. Then, if you look at the style very well, the sleeve did not start exactly on the shoulder. It drops from the shoulder. So at my shoulder measurements, I'm going to add 1.5 inches. From the 1.5 inches, I'll draw a straight line to meet with the hip measurement. Then at this side, I'll just draw a straight line to meet with the same allowance. The length of my dress will be 60 inches. So permit me to raise this fabric up. Then I'll take my tape measure from my shoulder measurements. I'll measure 60 inches. Then the next thing to do, from the 1 inch, seam allowance, I'm going to draw a straight line to the hem of the dress. The next thing to do is to cut it out. I'll be using this fabric for the sleeve. What I did here is I folded the fabric into 4, as if you want to cut a full circle. Then this is the main bodice that we've already cut out. Then what I'm going to do is, from your shoulder measurements, you would determine the length of the sleeve you want. You will place your tape measure from your shoulder, place it on your body, then you will determine how long you want your sleeve to be. This is my shoulder measurement. I've already done that on my body. I want mine to be 20 inches. So I'm going to place my tape measure on my shoulder measurement, which is this line. Then I'm going to measure down 20 inches. I'll be adding half an inch to join with the body, which will now be 20.5 inches. So from my shoulder measurement, I'm going to measure 20.5 inches, which is what I have here. Then from the sleeve measurement, I'm going to come down by 1.5 inches. From the 1.5 inches, I'm going to connect it to the shoulder measurement for my shoulder slope. Now, from the shoulder slope, I'm going to measure down 8 inches for my sleeve opening. Eight inches for my sleeve opening. This is the 8 inches. Then I'm going to draw a curve from here to meet with these points. I'm going to draw a curve from the 8 inches of my sleeve opening to meet with this. Just watch what I'm doing. just like that. I hope the line is visible enough. Then this is my sleeve opening. The next thing to do is to cut it out. Then this is my sleeve opening. I'll continue to cut it to join with the main fabric. The sleeve opening, you will notch it. Then you move over to the edge. Then you open it up. This is how the main bodice will look like. As you can see, the front and back neckline is the same. This is how the main bodice will look like. Then the sleeve will now be into 4 places. This is the sleeve. We have 1, 2, 3, and 4. So the first thing we'll be doing is to pin the sleeves to the main bodice. This is the positive side of one of the sleeves. This is the positive side of the main bodice. This is the front bodice, and this is the positive side. So you will place the positive side, you will take one of the sleeve, you will find the corresponding match, then you will place the positive side to positive side together. You will pin it together. This is the shoulder area of the sleeves. You will find the one that is going to fit in on each side. Then you pin it down. After pinning it down, I'll take to my sewing machine and sew 1/2 inch down. After sewing it, this is what it will look like. it will look like this. So the next thing to do is to pin the other side as well. After finding the corresponding sleeve that is going to fit into each side, then you will pin it down. Okay, this is the shoulder area. You place the positive side together, just like we did with the other side. You pin it down. About 3 pins is okay. I'll take to my sewing machine and sew 1/2 inch straight down. After sewing it, this is how it will look like. It's going to look like this. I'm going to repeat the same process on the back bodice. I've joined the sleeve to the bodice with 1/2 inch. I've joined the sleeves. This is the front bodice. This is the back bodice. As you can see, I've joined it with 1/2 inch. So the next thing to do is to join the front bodice and the back bodice together at the shoulder. I'm going to place the positive sides together. So I'll take to my sewing machine. I'll sew 1/2 inch at the shoulder, the front bodice and the back bodice together. I'll sew 1/2 inch straight down. I'll move to the other side as well. I'll join the front bodice and the back bodice together, positive side facing each other. I'll pin it down, then I'll sew it down with 1/2 inch. This is the shoulder where I join the front and the back bodies together. The next thing to do is to open it up like this. Remember our sleeve opening that I notched earlier. I'm going to fix in a band to it. I want my band height to be 2 inches. So what I did here is I folded my fabric into 2. Then I measured 2.5 inches. Then I cut it out. So I'm going to place the band at one side of the notch part to the other, just like this. Then I'm going to sew 1/2 inch. I've attached the band to the sleeve, as you can see. The next thing to do is to fold it like this. I'm going to take to my sewing machine. I'm going to sew 1/2 inch. I'll follow the curve of the sleeve. I'll sew it with 1/2 inch. I'll follow the curve. Then I'll join the main body front and back together. I will make sure that it is equal by the side. Then I'll sew 1/2 inch from the sleeve like this. I'll sew it round to the main bodies. Then I'll sew it down. From the main bodies, I'll sew 1 inch down. I'll start with 1/2 inch from the sleeve. sew it round to the main bodice, then I'll sew 1 inch down. I'll repeat the same thing too at the other side of the bodice. I'm going to finish the neckline with a bias strip. Then the down part of the dress, I'm going to fold it twice and hem it. After doing that, I'll take to my weaving machine, then I'll weave the inner seam so that it will give it a very neat finish. This is the final outcome of the dress we just made. As you can see, it is very easy, comfy, and lovely. Look at the back. Look at the sleeve. Look at the band. You can make yours to be tight if you like, but I just want mine to be free like this. I like when I wear a dress, I'll be very comfortable on it. Trending bubu style. If you find my tutorial helpful, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel if you've not done so. I upload weekly tutorial on my channel. Until I come your way next, please stay safe and keep winning. Bye.